I'm thinking maybe I need to start an OnlyFans.
Williams says she came to court today.
She's got to be trolling, dude. Why would she say that? The Young Thug RICO trial is still in complete shambles. We got a public defender claiming she's making $6 an hour and wants to start an OnlyFans. We got the prosecution and the defense arguing on whether or not lyrics will be used in court. And then, of course, we got Young Thug rapping in court listening to a Lil Baby song. It's getting kind of hectic, but let's get into it. I don't know why they have this thing blocking their faces. That thing's really I'm going to be honest, but I believe the defense bought this guy to talk about how lyrics mean nothing, because I'm pretty sure the prosecution is trying to say that Young Thug's lyrics are an admission of guilt. They're trying to bring lyrics into court, which has been a thing that's been fought in court for years, if that's allowed or not. I believe New York said recently that it's not allowed to bring lyrics into court. Like, certain states lean certain ways.
Subject in New York law to these proceedings and this witness's expertise in areas that affect this trial. Pardon for not standing.
Depth of knowledge, his training, his education level, and the things that he has done, which now turned into being consulted on legislation. It goes to his expertise.
Your Honor, and that's an attempt to bootstrap the testimony and its relevance. Whether or not he inspired someone, spoke to some legislator, or someone referenced his book that he co-authored is immaterial, especially as it relates to law in New York. It's immaterial to his expert.
Oh, they brought up the New York situation just now because I believe this guy's research helped that go through in court where they didn't have lyrics in court.
It started in New York, and basically there are 6 states, I believe now, Louisiana, Missouri, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, and California. The law actually has passed in California, and there's also a bill being introduced at the federal level.
I'm going to object. He is talking about legislation that has been introduced. This is in no way reflected or any indication of his areas of expertise.
It's part of his background, Ms. Love. Just I'm going to weigh it anyway, so...
The judge basically just told her to shut the fuck up because it's not that serious. It's just part of his background. I'm going to be honest, the prosecutor is being a little fucking annoying sometimes, and even people in chat agree with me.
So I've written about African-American literature, culture, music, covering more than a century.
Hip-hop, what peer-reviewed articles have you done in that?
I love looking at this guy's forehead, dude.
That rap music is targeted as an art form in criminal proceedings in a way that other fictional forms are not.
And what type of other fictional forms are you talking about?
You name it. There are no others. Country music, we could say films, none of that, gangster novels, crime novels, horror films. There are no other fictional forms, musical or otherwise, that are used like this in a criminal setting.
That is actually crazy to think about, that rap is targeted in that way, and that other genres and anything ever is never targeted.
Shocking. It might seem irregular, and to help put that into context and to explain that these things and many others, some poetic traditions.
As to the relevance of whether or not something is typical in rap or hip-hop music, specifically as it relates to this witness's qualifications as an expert.
I'll let you cross the line to that, Ms. Love. I'm going to overrule it.
When I testified in the District of Arizona, I testified before a magistrate judge who was trying to determine whether or not he would allow rap music and rap-related evidence as evidence, whether he would allow it or preclude it. And so I was there to testify about that. And this is his ruling, or his opinion, report, and recommendation that came out a few months after I did that. His recommendation was to completely and entirely exclude all rap-related evidence.
This witness is testifying about a magistrate judge's ruling. There's no relevance to, again, his qualifications as an expert. This is an attempt to sway court with testimony regarding matters that are not pertinent.
Damn, he's trying to read what this judge said in Arizona, I think, about how rap lyrics shouldn't be involved, and the prosecution saying fuck now.
Hip-hop is often viewed as one of the few legitimate ways to advance their lives and careers and families. One of the things that I have focused on in particular is the often antagonistic relationship between law enforcement and rap music in particular. The evidence is sort of overwhelming that exists, and so that is something that I often do talk about and have certainly testified about.
Yeah, so this is a really good guy for Young Thug to have in court if the judge lets him testify in this trial. Make all of Young Thug's lyrics look like he didn't really say anything that was real gang affiliated shit. This guy helps the defense prove that YSL was more of a label than a gang.
Went back to 1950, and they found 4 cases between then and now where fictional forms that were not rap music were used as evidence like this, whereas in about half the time we've located about 700 for rap music. I should also add that the 4 that they did identify, all of those cases were either dismissed or reversed.
That's a really big point. In the last 70 years, there was only 4 cases, but then there's been 700 that involved rap. Like, think about how disproportionate that is. That's pretty damning evidence that rap is targeted in a way.
And even when they step outside of the ring, they maintain these feuds and battles. I think there's even a term for it called kayfabe, which is that you don't break character. So it's, I think, analogous in a lot of ways because it is a performance.
Comparing rap to WWE wrestling right now, because rap is technically entertainment as well. I get the point, but there definitely is some rap songs that have some truth in the streets. So it is a little iffy, but, you know.
Of hip-hop rap culture, its participants, artists, videos, and its music.
I'm going to object if...
I don't think he's finished yet.
If there's not a question, Your Honor, I was just wondering if this is argument or if I would get a chance to cross the witness.
He's objecting before the lawyer even finished his sentence. Oh my god, dude. All right, so now the prosecution is going to cross-examine this guy.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Gang violence, gang culture, gang life, the relationship between hip hop and gang culture. Yes, that is something I would feel comfortable testifying to.
Okay. How it is that you obtained what knowledge you have concerning gangs in the state of Georgia?
I wouldn't necessarily say that I have a lot of knowledge of gangs, today's gangs in Georgia. What I would be talking about would be the early development of hip hop, specifically the pervasive gang culture in New York in the 1970s when hip hop was born.
Knowledge regarding gangs in Georgia is non-existent?
I wouldn't say it's non-existent. I read the newspapers just like everybody else. But as I said from the beginning, I'm not qualified as a gang expert. I've never been qualified as a gang expert. I don't represent myself as a gang expert.
Do you agree with me that in order to be able to talk about the relationship of one thing to another thing, you would need to at least know or be an expert in those areas, those things that you're comparing?
At least as gangs during that time period, so it's not purely about self-identification.
How do you know that they were identified?
Research shows.
Hold on, stop talking. Okay, Mr. Nielsen can finish his answer. Yeah, let him finish his answer as well.
Thank you, Judge.
She has an issue with cutting people off. When we're in a courtroom, you got to let people fully state stuff.
Knowledge via research or personal knowledge of gang culture in the state of Georgia. Am I correct?
Research, no. Personal knowledge, yes. I mean, I think I indicated that I testified in Fulton County. And so
oh my God, she's trying to take apart that one sentence he said where he doesn't know anything about gangs in Georgia, and she's trying to make him look dumb and not like he's relevant to this case. But the dude knows his shit. With rap culture and gang culture, he knows his shit and his history. And he's been in other court cases, so that's enough evidence for me for him to be involved if they want him to be a witness, bro.
She then took her test subjects and divided them into two groups. She gave one group the lyrics and said, these lyrics came from a country song. Told the other group these exact same lyrics came from a rap song. And then she measured their responses. And what she found was that the group that believed that these lyrics had come from a country song found them far more significantly more threatening and in need of regulation than the same lyrics that were presented as country.
That's crazy. They separated people and gave them the same lyrics from country or rap. That's a really good study to see what people think automatically in their head when it comes to rap lyrics and country lyrics.
Just so I understand, you're asking if I have spoken to anybody from Georgia about the issue of rap lyrics being used in criminal cases who also served on a jury in Georgia.
Well,
he's like, you're asking me such a niche question, dude.
And are you asking if it was somebody who served on a jury in a case involving rap lyrics or who has just been a juror once? So no, I do not believe I have ever interviewed.
Respectfully, this is outrageous. Treat him like this, to come to Georgia and treat him like this. None of these questions are relevant to Gallup.
We are not putting those in front of the court. The potential jurors in Fulton County who have never heard, even those who have never heard Mr. Williams' music, can understand it without assistance. The defense wants to put Dr. Nielsen in front of the jury as an expert for the very purpose of showing that the music is more complicated. And that is confusing the jury.
So she's part of the prosecution. Obviously, she's trying to say that it's going to confuse the jury by getting this guy to be a witness. I think he brings a good side that some lyrics can be a fucking lie. And it could be fabrication because a lot of rappers lie. And it's entertainment. A lot of people think that rap is majority entertainment now. You know what I mean? So it's a good point. All right, so this is one of the defense lawyers. She's about to walk up and say some wild shit. You guys need to watch this. She's a public defender for one of the co-defendants, so.
The whole basis of the motion to withdraw is the pay.
He wants to get out of the case to withdraw.
If I asked for additional funds back in March, and that was met with a letter from the director saying she doesn't need to meet with me anymore. And I need to know what she has done to advocate for the appointed counsel in this case. I just need to find out what the plan is. And I don't know what that
I kind of feel bad for her because this case is going to be a really long time. And apparently she's making like $6 an hour.
She said she didn't want to meet with me, so I need to go to the person who's in charge of that.
So fast forward to after court this day. She says this on the news.
To last for about a year. And if you were to do the math, it would be $6 an hour. I can't take any new cases. I can't close any cases. I need something to survive off of. And once they put those walls up, I'm thinking maybe I need to start an OnlyFans.
D. Williams says she came to court today.
Like, she's got to be trolling, dude. Why would she say that? I mean, she's clearly joking, right? I don't know if she's joking. Like, I don't know what to think about this. Like, what am I living in, dude? Some parts of this trial feel like a comedic movie that was, like, written by Seth Rogen or something, bro. Another dumb thing happened in this trial where, you know, this guy got a plea deal. It's Young Thug's, I believe, blood brother. I think his street name's Unfunk or some shit like that. He got caught with a gun when he took a plea deal 5 months ago. So then he got arrested again.
Brother of rapper Young Thug is back behind bars. He was just booked last night into the Fulton County Jail. The jail records show Quantavious Greer, also known by his rap name as Unfunk, faces 2 charges: possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and unlawful for a person employed or associated with a criminal street gang. Back in December, Greer took a plea deal in the ongoing YSL RICO case.
I'm just baffled, dude. And then finally, we got Thug right here rapping in court. So I guess they are listening to music with these headphones on. I was confused about that. Honestly, this probably isn't a good look. Like, he probably should just be really professional. You know, he's enjoying himself. He's probably in a good mood this day. Apparently, Thug also barely gets to see the sun. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Young Thug hasn't seen the sun, like, been able to go outside and just sit and chill since May of 2022, a year. That's fucked up. And apparently, he's only surviving on chips still, and he's just not eating good food. Pretty inhumane conditions, if you ask me. And he has to wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning to make it to court. So, a lot's been going on. If you're new to my channel, subscribe on my Twitter and Instagram. Love you, boys. Peace out.